Hello, beautiful boss babes. Are you ready to chase life with Kelly? Well, I'm your host, Kelly Chase, and I'm so excited you're here. We are going to talk about all things love, dating, relationships, money mindset. We're going to dive deep into self-love, worthiness. I am going to bring on some incredibly empowering guests. We're going to have fun, we're going to laugh, and perhaps we're even going to shed some tears together. I am here to empower you, inspire you, and motivate you to create the life you crave. I am so excited for today's episode. Let's dive in. Hi, babes. Welcome back to the Chase Life with Kelly show. I'm your host, Kelly Chase. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been listening for a long time or even a short time, thank you for tuning in each week. It's another solo episode. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sprinkle in some solo episodes here and there throughout this 2023 season. And I'm really excited about that because I want to have some life chats with y'all and get to know you more and all of that too. First and foremost, if you are loving the podcast, if you're loving the show, please download the episodes that you love and rate and leave a review and share the podcast with your friends, coworkers, all of that. And secondly, I would love to hear what type of podcast or what type of guest that you guys want, what type of content you would like to hear more of. I think I mentioned this the last time, but I am streamlining it a little bit more. I want to really hone in. I mean, obviously like self-love, of course, but really honing in probably on the like dating, love, and relationships. Additionally, probably a little bit more like money mindset, but essentially just a lot of self-love work and a lot of guests who can teach on that and what self-love and what self-care and what like law of attraction is and all of that. So anywho, if you have someone amazing that you want to recommend, a guest that you want to recommend for the show, please send me an email. It's chaselifewithkellyc@gmail.com. And or you can reach out to my PR manager, and that is themicdropagency.com. So info@themicdropagency.com. Send a message there and they can get that scheduled as well or set up. Anyways, let's dive into today's episode. I know kicking off the new year, I talked about a lot of the hardships that I went through in 2022. And y'all, it's so rad how things can shift for you in a matter of moments. But honestly, this new energy is just all around me. Because after recording that podcast episode, I want to say that was like before actually the new year, because that podcast episode, I believe, came out on like January 2nd. And it has just been so wild. I'm even further along in this new job of mine, which I'll tell you about in just a second, but the energy has completely shifted since the new year. Like I am just like in my power, in my zone. A situationship that I may have been, entertaining or trying to navigate and figure out and all that stuff. There's something like I figured it out. I keep saying like new people, new energy, and that is it. Like I am like claiming my power. I'm stepping more into my power this year, more than I ever before. I'm learning a lot with this new career that I've stepped into as well, and that I accepted, and I'm accepting all of the challenges, and it just feels so good to learn about different industries and different concepts, and I just love learning. And that's the thing about like the growth mindset. I was in probably a more fixed mindset 5+ years ago. But since I've been in this just growth mindset, I just want to learn about things because I feel like knowledge gives us confidence. And when we have that confidence, we're more at ease. There's more positive thinking. There's more understanding. You can, speaking on the understanding, you can hold better space for other people's perspectives on different topics as well. And so that improves relationships, the communication in relationships and all of that as well. So I just feel like so many things have shifted for me already because I made a decision, because I was like, 2023 is going to be different than 2022 and all the years prior to. It just feels really, really good. So I won't make this a long episode, but I do want to touch on two things. And that one is my new career. I want to tell you all about it because this is exciting. And a podcast is supposed to feel like we're literally sitting down having lunch or coffee. I don't drink coffee, but like tea, whatever, or having a vodka soda or gin and soda or Negroni, I don't know, martini, espresso martini, ladies. We know we love those. But yeah, so I want to talk about my new job a little bit. And then I also want to just talk about those boundaries that I've been putting into place and like my intentions for 2023. So let's first dive into the career stuff. First, I want to just encourage you, if you feel really stuck in your career, one of my biggest self-care practices is letting go of what doesn't serve you. So if you feel a lot of resistance, if there's hardship, if there's burnout, if you can't, figure out a way to do things differently, which means probably implementing some stronger boundaries in your career and or your business, then you need to exercise the idea and entertain the idea of doing something different. Letting it go, letting this career go, finding a new one, that type of thing. And I feel like that's like what my whole 2022 was. It was a lot of resistance. I was holding on to the fact that, oh, I was this coach and I was, I had this business and I wanted to run it. But you know what? We can do things differently. If it's not working the way that we want it to, we have to pivot, we have to shift. But I was like holding on to this like way of doing it because I was doing it for so long and I was comfortable in it. And it's about it, but what created so much discomfort was the fact that I was holding on to it. So I decided to change things up and, pursue this new career opportunity that's getting me out of my house. So it is an outside sales position, which is great because I love people. I love connecting with people. And I was craving, and I'm always craving that like in-person connection. Literally, I'm recording this on a Saturday. I'm in my house. It's about 3 p.m. almost. And I literally, as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to probably go for a walk and go outside. But honestly, I might just go to like a restaurant and like get some lunch or something just to be around people and or reach out to some friends, be like, what are you doing? I will come meet you. Like, I don't care like what you're doing. Like, I will come meet you because I'm craving some social time. Although, yes, I've been around a lot more people the last few weeks as I started this new job because I'm, in an office. I've been in an office training, but I will be out on the road for the most part, as the weeks come. So anyways, but I'm trying to find this like work-life balance. And obviously I'm still running a business. This podcast is a business and I got to get it done somehow. And in the evenings, when I get home from work, I may be a little pooped. So, I'm knocking this out on a Saturday and it feels really good to do that and just have a lot more intention this year. And I think that that's one of it. One of those intentions that I spoke of is the fact that I want to be more intentional about my inspired actions. Like, what is my end goal? What is what are my dreams? What are my goals? What are my visions that I want to achieve and accomplish? What inspired actions do I need to take to get there? Okay. So if I want a relationship this year, what am I doing to get there? I'm letting go of relationships that are no longer serving me. And two, I'm on the dating apps. I'm getting out. I want to be social so that I can be in environments outside of my home where there could be opportunity or it could be someone that has an opportunity for me, and that's a great thing also about career stuff. You have to put yourself in, it's great to be around other humans and be social because then you're in opportunities where you could be like, yeah, I don't really, you could just be having a random conversation with someone and be like, I just like really don't love my job. And they could be like, wow, I'm hiring, or I know someone who is hiring. You never know. Like, that's the beauty of connecting with other people. It's like, there's always an opportunity. And I wrote this in my journal on the first day of filming on Love is Blind. And I said, every opportunity creates another opportunity, because I wanted to keep that mindset. Because I did have the mindset of, well, I'm too picky. Like, there's no way I'm going to connect with anyone on the show. And then I did. And outside of that, I was like, wow, but if I had not but maybe one of the guys that I had connected with, or maybe one of the girls that I had met on the show, maybe they would have been like, oh, I have a brother, or I have a cousin or something that you could have connected with, so every opportunity creates another opportunity. So intentionality, I just want that. And I don't know. I'm like, I know it's like January right now and everyone, a lot of people are doing like dry January, and I'm not doing dry January, but I'm not doing dry January. Like if I want to have a glass of wine, I'm going to have a glass of wine, but I haven't had the urge to have a glass of wine. Granted, we're only 2 weeks in, but still, it'll be 3 weeks by the time we're only 2 weeks in to January. Anyways, I don't know, because the reason why though is because I'm being really intentional. Like I want to get some things, cleaned out and, just get some clutter out of my house. And if I'm hungover, then I won't want to do that. I'll want to lay on my couch all day. And I'm not saying that one glass is going to make me hungover, but it does distort the way that we function and our clarity and all of that too. So, but yeah. And then just moving into this, as I move into this career, like I just want to really do my best. But yeah, so it's outside sales. I am working for I want to say like medical and legal industry. I'm going to be a little vague here, but working in the medical and legal industry and like insurance industry, I guess. But I will be working with attorneys and helping personal injury and like motor vehicle accident clients, get their surgeries and their treatments and things like that. So, but going to attorneys and asking them to refer their clients to our company in the medical insurance legal field. So I don't know, like I said, I am a people person. I love connecting with other humans. And I just feel like this is just, it's going to serve me so well to be able to do this and just be that liaison between the attorney and the treatment centers and the clients and or the patient, I guess. And it's just, and just meeting different people and exploring new and different opportunities, challenging myself in ways that I haven't challenged myself before, learning so many completely new things for me, again, legal, medical, insurance wise. So I'm just really excited about it. And I think it's I already know it's like already good. Like I feel really good. My boss has been great. Everyone that I've met and already working with are just wonderful humans. They seem to be it anyways. So I'm loving that. And again, I'm going to continue to do my podcast. I really want to grow the podcast. That's why I am encouraging you to like rate, review, download, share the podcast. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear what type of, if you have a guest referral, send that in. I'm not going to harp on that again too much, but I want to hear from you guys. Like if you have a comment or if something like pinged a thought in your mind as you're listening, like I want to hear, like send a message or go inside the Facebook group, the Chase Life with Kelly Facebook group, and be like, oh my God, I heard your episode on yada, yada, X, Y, and Z today. Loved what you said or loved what the guest had to say, or, oh my God, I don't agree with what you guys were talking about. That's okay too. We can have that type of dialogue as long as we keep it, safe and supportive and, not combative with one another. It's again, self-love is being able to discover so much of yourself that you are able to have the awareness that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And that we can hold space and validate and acknowledge everyone's perspectives. So that's cool. So I want to hear from you guys. And then relationship wise, in September, I think of this year, I will have been like real single for 10 years. Oh my God. Like I was talking to someone earlier and I was like, yeah, like there hasn't been a guy that posted a picture of me with him in a romantic way in 10 years, like literally. So I want that, I want someone to want to be with me. I want someone to choose me the way that I am choosing them. Right. Like, of course we all want someone to choose us, but we also want to be choosing them back. Right. And who we're choosing, we would love for them to choose us. But if they aren't choosing us, then we have to like let them go because of course it's painful. And of course there's fear. Of course there's disappointment and all of that. But on the other side of that, outside of that temporary pain that we're going through, like is just beautiful, is a beautiful relationship. And I'm wanting that. So I am like done. I am done with putting up with BS. I'm just done. And I'm excited for that too. I had to sit in my feelings last weekend because a particular someone who I was expecting to hear from, I didn't hear from. And that's okay, because I said a week prior to, like, only call me for beer and wings. Although I don't drink beer. Not really anyways. So, I was like, so I went ahead and like put that out there, and I'm grateful that he's respecting that. But anyways, I just don't want to fall back into behaviors that I have been involved in over the last handful of years, and I just don't want it anymore. I'm done. Like, new people, new energy, putting up the boundaries, and it's all in love and heart space though. Like, I want to see that person prevail and be happy, and I want to be happy and prevail as well. So, implementing just stronger boundaries, really stepping into my power, and just being extremely intentional about things, and how I'm meeting people and who I'm meeting and all of that. And, in the dating apps too, I'm extremely honest and very vulnerable with people. Like, I'm looking for a relationship, like, period, end of the story. Someone, like, literally a guy was like, what are your goals? What are your goals for 2023? And I was like, crush it in my new career, have a relationship, and grow my podcast. Honestly, those were some of my goals that I told him. So, I think he's responded, maybe not. But either way, it doesn't matter. I don't have notifications turned on my app, so I have to like intentionally go into an app to see if someone's like, sent me a message in any way. So anywho, that's, I'm just being a lot more intentional. It just feels really good. I'm sure that you can feel the energy, because I'm just like excited about it. I'm vibrating at a different frequency than I was a few weeks ago, even 2 days ago. Like, I just feel really, really good about everything. And I know that that's exactly the energy that is necessary. Law of attraction, I'm big on it, and also, while also being aware of when I am not vibrating at a higher frequency, and just really honing in on to, okay, supporting, holding space for, acknowledging and validating those feelings that are going on inside of me. Because that's important. That's the important part of the healing process, of the self-love process, is acknowledging and validating who you are and that inner child within you, and being like, okay, I feel you. I understand. I see that you feel sad right now. I see that you feel rejected and disappointed. I see that you feel upset right now. And that's okay to be that way. It's okay to be that way. So hold space for those parts of us that feel sad, disappointed, angry, upset, confused, all of that. The grief, the shame, the guilt, doubt, worry, all of that way. They're just parts of us. And so we want to nurture those, because maybe when we were growing up, we weren't nurtured in that way. And, could have been a caregiver, it could have been a school teacher, it could have been a friend at school that wasn't, holding space for us the way that we would have liked. So we want to acknowledge ourselves now and that little girl inside of us. So highly recommend that you acknowledge the parts of you when something pops up for you, a feeling pops up for you, and just hold space for it. And then that allows you to have the gratitude, and you are being extremely present in the moment when you're doing that. And with that, then you start vibrating at a higher frequency again. And we're never like, it's not to say we're not attracting what we're wanting, but we clog the pipes when we have the doubts, the worries, the fears pop up for us. And it kind of like puts a block, and maybe it doesn't come as quickly. Or maybe it does kind of shift things for us. Everything is in divine timing. I do believe that everything happens when it is supposed to. I could sit here and say, oh, I could have like married a guy friend of mine, from 10 years ago, but that's not the way it was supposed to be. I wouldn't have been a good girlfriend. I wouldn't have been a good wife back then had I gotten married 10 years ago, right? I don't think that I would have, because I had never faced certain pains and challenges that I went through. I never faced them. So those pains and those hurt would have popped up in the relationship and in the marriage. So now I feel like I'm in a really good place, because I have faced a lot of that stuff. And of course, I'm not perfect by any means. No one is. But I feel like I've done a lot of self-love and growth work, as well as healing work, that I just feel really good. And I encourage every single one of you listeners to dive into this work too. It's personal development, times 10. It's not just reading those self-help and personal development books, not just exercising, not just eating healthy. It's really doing the inner child work and the shadow work and facing these like dark parts of you that you think are bad and you shame and you suppress. Just bring them to the light and be like, I see you. I understand that you're hurt. I understand that that person hurt you and you're mad about it and you're sad about it. And it's okay to feel that way. And then you have the awareness of, you also bring yourself to this radical awareness. The more that you sit with yourself, the more that you have conversations with yourself, you're communicating with yourself, which is something you probably have never done before. And then you're hyper aware of your emotions and your thoughts and what you need. And you then start taking actions to align yourself to what you're wanting and desiring and that you deserve. You may not think that you deserve certain things, but you do. Okay. We were born, you want to say child of God, you want to say beautiful creations of the universe, whatever that spirituality is for you, you're doing it, you're making it happen. And yeah, you're doing it and making it, I don't know why I just said that. You're doing it and making it happen when you are tuning into you. Because self-love is that connection with source energy. And the way that you do that is by communicating with yourself. So tap into it, implement the boundaries, ask yourself, what can I let go of today? Whether it's physical something or a thought or an emotion, what can I let go of today that is not serving me? Maybe it's a person, maybe it is a relationship, maybe it's something you need to implement really strong boundaries around. And those boundaries are coming from heart space, not resentment and anger. Okay, there is a difference, okay? We want everything to be heart-centered. And it just feels really good when we can do that. So, ladies, listeners, thank you again so much for tuning into the podcast. Obviously, you can find me on Instagram at Chase Life with Kelly. You can find me on TikTok. I am Kelly Chase on TikTok. And then also you can watch these videos. You can watch the YouTube. You can watch the videos of these recordings of the podcast on YouTube, and it's the Chase Up with Kelly show on YouTube. So I'd love to have you over there as well. Subscribe, leave comments. And I just love it. I love connecting with all of you. So send me messages too on Instagram to further connect as well. Again, if you really like it or if you hate the episode, tell me that too. Because there's always ways that I can improve things as well. Positive criticism is always appreciated. But yeah, so intentionality this year, 2023, already vibing in a really good energy. I'm excited about my new career. And I just know that this career is leading me to something even greater, maybe a stepping stone to something else, like another career. Or it's, maybe there's a person that I'm supposed to meet in this opportunity. Like I said, every opportunity creates another opportunity. So maybe there are people that I'm supposed to meet that are going to maybe teach me lessons or that are going to wind up being my best friends. We don't know. But I'm here for it. And I'm trying to stay as present as possible, not trying to get to the next thing quickly. It's just wow, I'm so in the moment and I feel really, really good. And I just encourage you all, the more that you tune inward, the more present you are, the more grateful that the more gratitude that you practice, I promise things start shifting and it starts opening your mind up to limitless opportunities and possibilities. And you start attracting more of what you want, and those things can come in at a very rapid rate. So, I hope that you have a really good day, and I love you. If you loved this episode, please download, share, rate, and review. If you are ready to step into that next level version of you and grow your business and bank account, it's time to unleash your goddess magic and chase life with Kelly. You can start this epic expansion journey by diving into the Goddess Magic course bundle found at chaselifetogether.com. Please connect with me on Instagram at Chase Life with Kelly. Join the Chase Life with Kelly Facebook community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, create the life you crave, babe, and chase life with Kelly.